So Bluey, you might have heard of it. It's pretty much everywhere. It's pretty much a corporation now. Especially if you have watched Adam Cartoon's videos on the Bluey review episodes. Well, here I'm going to review the show overall. Now, most people hate it because it's not very interesting. It follows these dog characters in good old down under Australia, but there's not much else to it than that. But I think it's alright in terms of that way. That's what makes the show good, especially for little kids, which is the target demographic. Now, I have watched a couple episodes of Bluey, and I have to say that, well, they weren't really interesting or entertaining. They were just fine, and they had some good lessons in them. And Bluey overall is a pretty alright character. There's no real plot arcs or character arcs or anything like that. It's all very self-contained into the episodes. But what I think makes the show great is that it's kind of just like a slice of life show that's just about everyday life of a dog. So yeah, that's why I think the show is good, and I think it's good for little kids because it shows them like, hey, nothing has to be, or everything doesn't have to be so epic or over the top or anything like that. Like, it's just a calm show that just some little kids can watch and find a little bit funny, relate to the main character. There's nothing really much else apart from that, and I think that's why it's good. Now, of course, there is like a lot of lore in terms of the world of Bluey. So there are some questions that are unanswered, like for instance, why are the dogs talking, or if the humans been, and all that. But that's something for MatPat to do, I think. But anyway, so a lot of the other stuff is like characters and some stuff they went through and all that. Like, overall, the show's got an alright representation. It could use a little bit more representation, but then again, it doesn't need that much. Like, most of the characters are finely represented as it is, and a lot of the characters do have pretty cool arcs and all that, like within the episodes. And I think it's just a good show that's just calm, relaxing, good for little kids. Something that would come on TV and they'd watch. It's nothing that they'd binge watch like all the other shows. And speaking of which, it is pretty good that they have a breath of fresh air in terms of Bluey, because all the other shows, especially on YouTube Kids, are all super high action, got lots of sound effects and all that. They have to keep the kids entertained somehow, and so they do it in the most very, how do I say this, over the top manner, and it gets kind of annoying. So it's good that they have a show that's like a breath of fresh air. Apart from that, there's nothing really much to talk about Bluey. What you get in the show is what you get. It's pretty hard to explain. You just kind of have to watch a little bit of an episode to understand. And overall, I think it's just okay. Wouldn't really recommend as if you're over the age of 8 to watch it, or even 6, and you want to binge watch a good show. There are probably plenty of other good animated shows out there, like The Owl House, which I reviewed, so you might want to go to watch those episodes. Anyway, so I'll give it a 8 out of 10 for under 6. If you're over 6 like me, because well, I'm not under 6, I'm pretty sure that's very obvious to tell, but if you're under 6, then I'll give it a 8 out of 10. If you're over 6, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. So yeah, that's pretty much my view on the show. There's nothing much more to talk about. Anyway, like and subscribe. I'm finally getting on track on videos, which is good. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.